Good evenings, ladies and gentlemen, and my beloved friends. I will start by asking you a simple question. How many liters have you drank water so far from since the morning? Just give me 2 liters. Well, yes, I also drank 2 liters since the morning too. So yes, water is life. Wherever there is water, life is going to exist because we need to consume water, even plants, animals, and human beings. We really need water to survive. And so, thus, there are some people, unfortunately, they haven't had a chance to drink the 2 liter that you just drank today. Some people have to walk miles away from their house just to get water. And sometimes that water is contaminated and polluted. Ladies and gentlemen, and my beloved friends, which is why today I came to speak up for the water crisis all around the world. I believe that water has no different from war. It's killed people every day, slowly and silently, in countries like Cambodia, Africa, even in Singapore, developing countries. They also face these problems. So the water crisis have an impact on all of us. So to start with, I will cover the causes that can contribute to the problems. First of all, overpopulations. When there are more people, they have to consume more water. And while in the world, there are only 3% of all water that is fresh. But unfortunately, there's only 0.007 of them that we can drink. The other are only iced. This according to the National Geographic website. The second thing is the global warming. When the world becoming hotter, then the heat will evaporate water, and so many areas around the world will dry. Pollutions can also contribute to water by contaminating it, so it's become undrinkable water. And the questions that I would like to ask next is that, if this problem continues, can we let those people die day by day? Will our next generations have to face this water crisis too? The answer is no, absolutely no. So, which is why I came up with some solutions which I believe that can help to improve and make a change to this situation. First of all, I would like to start with the governments. What they can do is to eliminate it or improve and make things becoming better from the root cause. They can start by controlling the gas emissions or this carbon dioxide emissions so that the world will not getting hotter. And so the water will not becoming more dry and the ice will not melt. And then the second thing is that they have to make sure that the industries, the factories in their countries, especially industrialized countries, have to make sure that their factories must not pollute the water by emitting the contaminating substance to the water so that the water cannot be contaminated and we can use that water. Second of all, I will focus on the local governments and the NGOs such as World Health Organizations. They can do some particular solutions which I categorize into the short-term and the long-term ones. The short-term ones, if a place or area are having no water resource, what they can do is that they can deliver water from the accessible resource to that. This is the short-term solutions that the governments and the organizations can do. They can also bring the water purifier machines to make the contaminating water become the drinkable ones. For the long terms, governments or local organizations, they can also dig wells, find alternative water resources for them so that they can also, people will have the water that they can use in dry seasons. Most importantly, they have to educate people to boil water so that it is safe enough to drink. Last but not least, individuals like us, you and me, can start by saving, by consuming less water, by stop wasting water. Some people, they use 30 minutes or 20 minutes of shower. This is ridiculous. So we can stop using that. We can start by only cutting down the amounts of time we're using water. So I would like to pass my last message to all of us in this room, and I hope that this message will reach people out of the room too. The world is for everybody, and so does water. No generation has more power to wasted water than another. So please preserve it for others too. Together, you and me, I believe that we can solve this problem by starting some basic sample steps, such as consuming less water or use water for recycling. And if the solutions I've mentioned have been implemented, I believe that in the next decades there will be lesser, or there will be no longer people who died from water crisis anymore. Thank you. As I've mentioned before, many people have suffered from not having enough water. Some people die from disease, bacteria from pollutions, and some people, even especially kids and old people who cannot stand for such as tragic situations, they died from thirsty. I'm sorry, I don't have the exact statistics of how many people died from water, but I have a statistics regarding how many people are facing this water crisis. There are approximately 1.1 billion people worldwide. Yeah. Hi. Okay.
I'm going to ask you, like regarding the water crisis, and you know what, into like Cambodia, what do you think that Cambodian government has done in order to fight against those water crises?
Actually, Cambodia is thank you for your question. Actually, Cambodia is a country that's surrounded by water, and most of them are not salted. So we're quite fortunately enough to have that water resources, but there are some provinces that have faced so many problems. For instance, if I'm not wrong, it is last year in Kampong Speu, they faced the water crisis. And so what the government can do is what I have mentioned earlier. They do the short-term solutions is to deliver water from other provinces that the water is accessible to supply to those people who live in Kampong Speu province. And then they started by cooperate with other NGO who are the specialists in these problems to find alternative water resources. So these are the solutions that I believe are the sustainable actions that Cambodian government have been doing.